I think we're going to talk a little bit of the NFL first, and then we can talk about the Wizards. I cannot put the Wizards on the docket next.
Don't put the standings.
Yeah,
That's the worst part.
The Wizards. Yes, I'd rather talk about that in game. The NBA Cup, I think is what they call it now.
They're counting maybe that bubble championship. They're making it to a bubble championship and in-season tournament championship as one.
Sew the banners together and just hang it.
Or just even like half of a championship would put them ahead of the Celtics, I think, or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. They're probably ahead now,
including those Minneapolis Lakers titles, though.
Yeah. All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna do like an audio shift so that way we can actually get a mic on them. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can do this correctly. All right, I think that works now.
Testing.
So, yeah. All right, test. Do one more test.
Testing.
There we go. Now we're all, I think,
we're
in
good.
the middle. We're using the mic from the second one, all right, James, give us a thumbs up. So I want to give a quick scoring update. The Giants are up 14-13. There's an injury to Green Bay in that game. It's tied 10-10 in this Dolphins game versus Tennessee.
And Tyreek Hill's back in the game.
Yeah, Tyreek's back in.
Nice. Awesome.
They have to punt, though.
Yeah. So... crazy that 2 Monday Night Football games are happening at the exact same time. I can't remember another time that I've ever seen this
maybe
happen.
The first week.
Yeah. Well, even in the first week, they have overlapping, but it's always staggered.
Yeah, so not at the same exact time.
Week 1, they're going to do week 2 and 3, and then one later in the season week where they have 2 games in each of them. Because they have ABC and ESPN, so they could just put one on each.
The Manning cast, though, maybe
like
one brother on each one.
So actually, I was curious about that, so I did research going into this game, who the Manning cast is covering tonight, and they're doing exactly what we're doing. They have both games up, and they're talking about both games that they're watching. And then if there's a important moment in one game that's sort of more important than the other game is going, that they'll go over and talk about that until that moment is done, and then they'll go back to talking about both.
To dual box like the Red Zone channel.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll have to, or try box to show them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
show them how's dinner.
I'm giving a quick little shout out. I got to visit a Christian content creator earlier today. He does a lot of cool stuff, including I had no idea that Fortnite had so many like mini games and stuff that you can now do that are like basically like a game store almost, not like where you can play other games while you maybe wait to load up or just in general. So. And so
after you die before you respawn or something.
Yeah, now I see Arun's in chat as well. Sitting right here. I appreciate that.
What did you chat?
Hi everyone.
No, you can just say hello. Yeah, I guess you can't. Oh, I guess you can see chat now on there. I guess I could chat up on this screen for you. So anyway, it was a crazy week in Pick'em overall. Was kind of surprised. I had the lead coming out of the day games, but then I unfortunately picked the Eagles last night.
Ooh.
And
separation game.
Yeah, so that was not the game that gave me that separation. So right now, I believe I'm tied with Dugenais did pick Dallas in that one. And let's see
Traitor.
Let's see Dugenais.
I guess you hate Philly too.
So
boo either way. Boo both.
Yeah. Weird.
That's why I didn't pick anybody. No.
You just refused to pick. Abstain.
Okay, I just looked at mine. I'm 5-8. Oof.
Ooh,
yeah, we're bad. It was a rough week.
There's some upsets this week, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
There were. So we can go through it real quickly. First of all, not a lot of people had the Lions losing to the Packers. Right now. Everyone had Dallas beating us pretty much. San Francisco beating Seahawks was pretty much a given. The Dolphins beating the Jets was a given. But the Texans losing, I put that as an upset. That's right. But then, is this right? The Steelers beat the Bengals. The Colts beat the Buccaneers. The Giants beat the Patriots.
I think those are
No,
old
no.
games.
Oh, this
yeah,
is-
that's several weeks ago.
The
Oh
Colts,
yeah, that's what I was like. This isn't right.
Yeah,
That
the
was-
Bengals played the Colts. And
Yeah, I think that was
So
like.
you're looking at week 14.
all right, there it is. This was
I was like,
right.
I was like,
the
that
Thursday-
sounds familiar, but
yeah, no, all right. I'm sorry. All right, so we got the pit. I don't know why it does that. When I refresh, it goes back like 2 weeks. Like it doesn't.
it's a strong
ESPN,
refresh.
give us some more money.
Yeah,
Like a
exactly. Yeah,
website.
you need to go forward. Anyway, horrible Thursday night football game, but the Patriots won, which
It's
I thought
a
was kind of
fantastic game, I thought.
hilarious. Well, just as horrible to watch. But I watched it. But the Patriots won in the end. I'm kind of mad because before the game I thought they might win, and no one picked them, and that would have been a big
I
one.
just picked them to cover, and they
Yeah.
were favored by like the Steelers were favored by 6 or something.
Yeah.
I think about 6 points, 6.5 maybe.
So, the Bengals beat the Colts. I don't know why I picked the Colts for that one. But anyway, the Browns beat the Jaguars, which I was a little bit surprised about.
Yeah, that was
one.
Yeah, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Permanent starter now.
Yeah.
The
38 and elite.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Atlanta
They're
Falcons.
the same age, right?
Shout out to Mike Evans, had 6 targets, only 1 catch for 8 yards. That really helped me out a lot.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's brutal.
Oh, 0.08, 0 points. That's all I got for 1 catch for 8 yards.
Ouch.
That's awful. But I was surprised at this next one, the Bears beating the Lions. Right? I mean,
The Lions are in a bit of a free fall, but
yeah,
that's
but
still.
I picked the Bears. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Bears are winning
Cover,
because
but
no
not
matter
the
what,
win.
they get the first overall pick, so
Yeah.
they don't need to tank.
yeah.
Yeah, the Panthers are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Panthers have to give them the pick no matter what.
Yeah. So then the Saints beating the Panthers, that one's kind of obvious. It was the Jets crushing the Texans that kind of surprised me on
Yeah,
that
that was
one.
a surprise.
Yeah.
Well, CJ Stroud left the game.
Oh, is he still hurt or it was minor?
I don't know what it was. I thought it was concussion or something like that, but I know he left the game. But
Yeah.
Zach Wilson.
I know Brees Hall had a great game.
Great game.
I know Brees Hall had a great game, especially receiving. He had a touchdown reception, which helped me in my fantasy playoff matchup. He had a really good game.
The next one is the one I want to talk to about with Tim. Oh, why did I put the Commanders one up? That was kind of dumb. I thought I put a different one up. I was like that.
Let's play the song.
For the bye week.
Yeah, for the bye week, yeah. That's
Them playing
not
golf.
what I wanted. But at this point, like I could put this graphic up
Them at the beach.
because we're gonna talk about that.
Well, the Commanders found out during this bye week that Jamin Davis's season is done. He's having shoulder surgery.
Yeah,
So they're losing a linebacker for the rest of the season.
yeah, that sucks.
Not good.
So this game was a crazy back and forth game. I didn't watch a lot of the first 3 quarters. Then I tuned in for the 4th quarter on my phone. Then I brought it into the man cave. And so Zach started watching it with me, but then he started to root for the blue and yellow team because that's his favorite colors. And then it went to, it was a crazy back and forth there. And then it goes to overtime. And we run it back for a touchdown with a really great punt
return, yeah.
Yeah, punt return. He was like, "Oh well, it's the next possession. We'll just score a touchdown now." I was like, "Well, it
he
doesn't
didn't know
really
the
work
rules.
that in overtime." And he just cried. Like he was like, "But the blue and yellow team." I was like, "You don't even know their name." Like
The celebration should have been a dead giveaway.
Yeah. No, I think he started to realize.
Yeah, when he saw the
the
dog pile in the end zone.
Yeah.
That's funny though.
It's so funny. I was like, "No, we root for the purple team." He was like, "But I like blue and yellow."
I wish he recorded that because I could have posted it to like Ravens
Tasted his tears.
fans groups and they would have liked it.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, he was upset for like a long time. He like honestly kind of ruined like a lot of the fun I was having and trying to enjoy it. He's like, the next time your team loses, I'm gonna yell in your face.
Oh, man.
I was like, I didn't even say anything. But you know what's hilarious?
Now we have a
Do you know
spike.
who the next team?
Touchdown Giants.
Oh yeah, the Giants.
Isaiah Hodgkins.
Yeah.
Hodgkins.
So the next team that the Rams play is the Commanders.
Uh-oh.
Oh, get the hell out of here. Oh,
So now
poor
he,
Zach.
So, but now we kind of want the blue and yellow team to win, right? At this point, we want the draft pick. So I might
go for the
might
full
be
tank.
rooting for the blue and yellow.
it wouldn't
team.
be a show if we didn't talk about tanking within 10 minutes.
Yeah. So
That was a hell of a catch by on the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a hell of a catch.
That was a great one, and I like that he was rolling out and he gave a nice target on the outside where basically only he could have caught it or it was gonna go out. But
Daniel Jones, watch out.
Yeah, 21-13 now. It's still tied 10-10 in this other one. At least we have other live sports to talk about. We don't have to talk about that Wizards game anymore.
They try to get something like quick.
So what were some of your thoughts on that Ravens game?
I thought the Ravens played pretty poorly in the first half, especially. They're rusty. But it was a great game, probably the best game of the week. You love to see high scoring, back and forth. And that throw that Lamar made in the fourth quarter to take the lead was great to Flowers on third down. Great throw, great catch. You love to see that out because Flowers had a couple drops early. But also the punt return, that was the backup. The starting punt returner, Duvernay, got hurt. So that guy, Wallace, shouldn't even have had that opportunity. But it just shows in the NFL, I mean, even your backup, second, third string, they can make plays. So you love to see it because he also had a penalty earlier. So kind of redeemed himself. But it's good to see because the Ravens lost in OT earlier. You don't want to lose 2 in one season, but just an exciting win, and their schedule is really difficult coming up. Jacksonville, San Francisco, Miami, Pittsburgh.
Wow. Those
So
tough teams.
yeah, they needed that win because it's going to be tough to win out or even like split. So
It's
we'll
good
see.
that you guys have a little bit of a cushion right now.
Yeah.
I
2
feel
games
like,
in the division.
Yeah, but also overall in the AFC, like some of those other teams lost last.
Yeah, because
so,
Kansas City lost, Jacksonville lost.
Yeah.
But Miami will be tied for first if they win tonight. So
yeah, I guess
it's tight.
we're heavily rooting against them in this one.
Yeah.
I'll just say hi to Tina French on.
Oh,
Said
yeah.
hi to me on Twitch.
Hey, Tina French.
And Kalaska just
Root
joined.
says hello.
Yeah, Kalaska just joined chat as well. She's gonna be one of the people that's gonna be in my scuba documentary and one of the singers and so that. She's got a great song that we'll be featuring in that as well. So I appreciate everyone for joining in from all over the world. We've got people from Europe. We have 3 European artists who submitted stuff. 1 from Brazil, 3 from Canada. So it'd be kind of cool that we've gotten music from all over the world given to this project. And for people that aren't following along, you can always go and follow my YouTube channel. I got a new GoPro after 10 years. I used the Hero 4 to the point where it cracked. And now I got the Hero 12, which is motion stabilization. And it's over 4K. It can actually be like 5K if you want it to be. And so it should be fun to see what I can capture down there and set to some music. And so I'm looking forward to it. So follow me on all the different socials. I think I have a socials command. Follow me on Instagram and on YouTube, and we'll be doing a lot of content over there. Let me turn off the Ravens graphic and put on the general one again. And then, so the other one was the worst game in maybe the history of football.
Jesus Christ.
Versus the Raiders, where they scored in the final 2 minutes of the game a field goal. The Vikings did, which was the only score of the game. It is the lowest scoring indoor football game in the history of the NFL.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess indoor would have more points usually.
Yeah, usually. At least more field goals.
Yeah. Not in this game, but
yeah. So
glad I didn't go to this game live.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to be in Vegas, but it seems like a waste of 3 hours. Like, you could probably do a lot of other fun things.
Yeah.
Champ, what are your thoughts on this one?
See Siegfried and Roy or something.
UGLILY. What do you call that? Ugly. That's ugly. 3 points. That's all. And here's the funny part is that Minnesota has a very good offense, and all they could muster was 3 freaking points. Even though the Raiders are a really good team, especially after they fired their coach, they've been really good since firing McDaniel. But, man, that is ugly to only get 3 points and not put up a single point when you have someone like a Devontae Adams as your wide receiver. That's bad. That's horrible. And I picked the Raiders, by the way. I picked them, and they couldn't even score a point. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, what's crazy?
Tennessee just scored too.
Oh, good. That's good for us.
It hasn't come up on my side yet.
Oh, my bad.
But it's weird. Your other game you had before us. I don't know.
Had some lag. Meantime.
Well, it wasn't Devon. It wasn't Derek
Oh,
Henry,
it
so I
was
don't care.
the guy with the really long last name. I forget.
Nick Westbrook is or something.
Yeah, it's like 25 letters, but
yeah, it barely fits on the back of his
yeah,
name
it
tag.
has to like wrap around.
Nick
there-
Westbrook and
and the other,
King,
like,
whatever the hell that is. What the hell?
Yeah,
That was a nice catch, though.
yeah.
Nice.
Juggle, and he. Oh, that might get overturned though, guys.
Oh, wait. Oh, juggle.
Yeah, I think
Ooh.
that's a drop.
Yeah, I think that might get
know.
overturned.
I think it moved a little.
But it depends on if his wrist got under it. I don't know. Welcome in, Bull.
I don't even know the rule anymore. So
We got Bull Acoustic live in chat. We're talking about people that are going to be featured in this thing. Bull is doing one of his original songs for it, which would be really cool.
Yeah, that's. Sorry, Robbie, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's gonna be overturned. That's gonna be a drop.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they reversed
They
it.
reversed it already. That was
Reverse.
now run a reverse screen.
Yeah. So if anyone's tuning in late, we've got a live birthday party. Got Arun and Tim here live in the man cave. We've got Champ, zooming in with us. We're talking about the NFL week because we don't want to talk about the Wizards.
Avoiding that Wizards talk.
Yeah, oof. I mean, I'd rather talk about a 3-0 football game.
Yeah.
So, the next game we kind of already talked about a little bit, San Francisco 49ers over the Seahawks 28-16. I was happy for Anna Knox in the last segment there. 49ers are continuing to roll. Arun, what are some of your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, the first game, I mean, the 49ers are just like dominating everybody. Like, I think they haven't had a close game since they traded for Chase Young, but it's just not him. Like Deebo Samuel's had a really good game, as Ken mentioned. And then Christian McCaffrey, he had his TD streak ended a couple weeks ago, but he still it was a blowout game, and they tried to get one from him in garbage time. That's like the biggest concern that for the Niners right now is like they couldn't keep Christian McCaffrey's streak going, but they just keep winning, and they look like one of the two big favorites in the NFC, if not the favorite.
Yeah.
Hard to believe. Brock Purdy last season was Mr. Irrelevant, and he's playing like he was the number one overall draft pick. It's hard to believe.
MVP candidate.
Exactly. And he was Mr. Irrelevant last season in the last year's draft. And yet he had 368 total passing yards in this game. I mean, he is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird sport that happens. Like a lot of people talk to me all day long on Twitch about how good Howell is, and like he's doing this in a season with a terrible offensive line. Like if we had a good offensive line, like
another low pick too.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me that these like highly touted.
Yeah, that helps.
I think Tom Brady set the blueprint when he was when he was drafted so far down in the draft. It ended up becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the history of football. And now Brock Purdy looks like he's poised to start to replicate that, at least what we're seeing these first couple of seasons. But I don't want to put the cart before the horse. He could have a regression, or something could happen in the next couple of years. But right now, he's looking like he's following the blueprint of Tom Brady. Tom Brady got drafted in the 6th or 7th round, and turned out to be one of the greatest quarterbacks. Brock Purdy was the very last pick in last year's draft, and this dude took that team to a Super Bowl, well, almost to a Super Bowl last year. And right now, the 49ers look like world beaters.
For sure. The next one, I have a lot of people in chat that are actually Broncos fans, so I want to make sure we cover this one. The Broncos beat the Chargers 24-7. They've been kind of on fire lately. It's funny. I feel like they're having the opposite season the Commanders have. Commanders started off pretty well, like doing decent at times, and the Broncos look like one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Yeah, they gave up 70 points.
And but it's like all turned around for them. Arun, what are some of your things? Why do you think that it's kind of changed for them?
I think like Sean Payton, he's done a really good job coaching the team. Russell Wilson is starting to look like a competent quarterback again against like the Commanders. He almost did complete that long pass to ice the game. I mean, to potentially win the game, but Their defense has been playing better. Like they give up big leads to the Commanders. They give up like 7. They give up a big number to the Dolphins. But their defense, like even in the loss against the Texans, Russell Wilson didn't look great, but their defense kept them in the game. And overall, the Broncos, they look like they've been playing probably even better than the Chiefs the last, like, which is kind of crazy to think about, that they might be playing the best ball in their division. So
1-5. Think about that. Denver started the season 1-5. They look awful. They've won 6 of their last 7. Out of nowhere, won 6 of their last 7. That is, and in a division like the AFC West, which isn't a cookie cutter cupcake division, and they're in the running. They're right there in terms of the division lead. They're right there behind the Kansas City Chiefs, all because they've gotten hot, not at the right time, but they've gotten hot at this time. If they can maintain that and Kansas City can't continue to be consistent, I think we might be talking about the Denver Broncos being AFC West champions by the end of the season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Prove me wrong.
This is a good segue, actually, because the next game is the Bills versus the Chiefs game, which I thought was a really interesting game, back and forth. I watched a lot of that game, actually, yesterday. And in some reasons, I was rooting for the Bills just for the chaos that it was causing the AFC.
I picked the Bills.
Yeah, I did not pick them. I picked Kansas City to win.
Sneaky pick.
I wish.
Yeah, you just wanted them to win.
The Bills. I was rooting for the Bills. I often do that while I'll pick against who I'm rooting for, just because then
that's the hedge.
The hedge the bet. That's what my dad always taught me to do. So, good catch there, Bulla. Me and Bulla just caught a rare Pokemon, which is cool. Adrian just joined chat. So Adrian just said, "Birthday boy Tim, Arun, and People's Champ are all awesome." Well, I appreciate you, Adrian.
He's not wrong.
It's I'm happy to see you joining us live on Twitch.
Wait, did I just see Desmond Howard in the stands on the Miami game?
Oh, I missed that.
You're probably right.
I mean, probably right. But what are your thoughts on that? I mean, the guy was clearly offsides. He's claiming that.
Oh, Tony, yeah.
Yeah, he was
that he offsides. He blocked the ball on the camera feed.
Yeah. He was claiming that he asked the linesman if he was. But so, how does that work? Did they have to,
The refs have no obligation to tell a player that he's offsides. So it was his fault. He was clearly offsides. Apparently, it's pretty common that a player can ask the ref if he's offsides before the hike, and he'll be honest and tell him. But it's a bonehead play. I mean, it's pretty clear he was at least a foot offsides. And I think it's just a classic Tony move, really gifted, talented player, but makes a lot of boneheaded mistakes. So it's sad because the play was cool, but they threw the flag as soon as the play started. So it wasn't after that amazing touchdown happened.
Yeah.
You knew the flag was thrown on Kansas City.
Shouldn't they have this with the play dead though?
They could have probably.
What they usually do is it depends on if it's because it's offensive.
Yeah.
So then you should have.
Yeah.
Well,
usually
what happens is that when when wide receivers go out to line up, they'll point to the referee.
Yeah.
It's almost somewhat of an acknowledgement, say, "Hey, am I on sides or not?" And then if I guess the referee may signal them or not, but then they'll adjust. They'll either adjust, or if they're firmly on sides, they'll just get into position and just be fine. And so that's one thing I've noticed. And then what I've noticed is I used to play flag football when I was younger and somewhat more in shape than I am now. Referees were instructed to let us know when we were on sides or off sides, and we would have to look at them to let us know if we were on sides in formation. So I don't know if that's the same in the pro game, but a lot of times they'll point to referees as almost as trying to get an acknowledgement that they're on sides or not. And that was a hell of a play by Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but I just don't think the Chiefs can blame the refs for the loss. So I don't.
They tried their damnedest to do so.
Oh yeah, no, I mean
they was going to tackle the refs.
They did, but it's not a good look. they've been struggling, and
They miss Eric Bieniemy.
yeah, Eric Bieniemy was the difference. But yeah, the Chiefs' offense just looks out of sorts, and they've lost 4 of 6, so they're not as dominant. But they need to figure it out quick because, like you said, Denver's on their heels, and Denver beat them badly, like head to head, the last game. So that's not good for their future. But we'll see. They're still champions.
Yeah. I just can't believe the hissy fit that he threw afterwards. Though.
Yeah,
like,
that's
the helmet. I mean,
yeah.
like,
He does not do that a lot. He's not like that type of player.
He's
rarely.
upset with the locker room turmoil between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, bringing the team down.
Yeah, he just wanted to take T
like
Swift
people are
off.
saying that, and they're like, it's all been bad since she's entered. I was like,
Yeah, everybody
she was
wants to blame
undefeated
her.
up until 2 weeks ago when she was at games. So I'm like, I like how people like quickly forget that, like that they won the first 4, they lost.
No, but she's on
2.
tour now. She's not showing up to the game, so now
and
the whole team is depressed, not just
Kelsey only.
Well, no, I thought she was at this one.
She was at last.
Oh, she was at
yeah,
this.
she
And the
was.
one before, so she lost 2 weeks in a row
Yeah.
after winning the previous 4, I think. So
Well, she
like,
lost one of my fantasy football teams.
Yeah.
I blame her.
Yeah,
She also celebrated that touchdown that was called back a lot, so
yeah.
it looked kind of bad because she didn't wait. I mean, why would you wait
Why would you wait though?
with that pass that her boy threw? But
Yeah.
Get
Too
Taylor
bad.
Swift out of here.
yeah,
Get her out of here.
she's banned until they.
Send him to the Commanders.
Yeah, she can date what commander? I don't know how.
The other Thomas.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
want
Thomas
this.
Listen,
His side piece.
she can't date Terry McLaurin because Terry McLaurin's already spoken for.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sam Howell, is he married? Just keep
He's
setting him up.
married to God, probably.
That's probably true.
Okay, all right.
All right, we'll move on. So the Dallas Cowboys Philly game. I did not have this game being such a blowout. 33-13. I'll start with you, Champ. What were your thoughts?
Eagles got their ass whipped. I mean, what else do you want me to say? They got their ass whipped on prime time, and it seems like I don't know what it is about AT&T Stadium for the Dallas Cowboys this season. They just seem to just beat everyone's butts in a big way at that stadium. Like, it's just they haven't had a single game in that stadium where it's been close, if I can, to my knowledge. They just beat everyone down in that stadium, and it's crazy to me. And Philly's not a team that you could just easily beat down. They're a really good team, and I hate to admit that as a Commanders fan, as they are a division rival, but the Eagles are a really good team. For them to get blown out by 20 points in prime time, that shows you that this Dallas team is a problem. We still got to play this team in FedEx later on New Year's Eve. We still got to play this team, by the way. But yeah, this was shocking because I picked the Eagles to win this one with the thoughts that this is going to be a shootout, but a close game. I did not foresee Dallas absolutely boat racing them at home. I did not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, Tua.
Tua just fell down, and 6 Titans just fell on top of him.
They want to give him another concussion.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, I was very surprised by this. But, the Eagles have gotten lucky on a lot of games this season. Not saying they're not a good team, but there was a lot of games that they could have easily lost to us
wins.
twice. Like, there was a bunch of other ones in there, too. Just a lot of, like, officiating going their way, I'm not going to claim the officials won it for Dallas in this one, but, like, karma comes around. Like, you don't win them all. So
They should have lost to the Chiefs, and they should have lost to the Bills.
Yeah.
So if you take those games plus getting blown out twice in a row, I mean that's like a bad month of play.
Yeah.
So they got to fix some shit.
Yeah, pretty quick. So, and then we've got these Titans Dolphins, which is 13-10 Titans, and then Green Bay. I had winning this game, but right now they're down 21-13 there. So
Danny DeVito Jr.
Yeah, we're in the fourth quarter for both games, and we'll continue.
Not there.
Is he a free agent next season?
I think so.
He could be another $100 million man.
Yeah.
Or 200 with Daniel Jones. I don't even know what his contract is.
I think he got, wasn't it
4 years, 160.
4 years. Yeah,
Something.
40 mil a year.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's a bad deal.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, so penalty on Miami, but they still get the field goal. So it's 13-13 in Miami.
Kirk Cousins is also a free agent.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think we
Maybe he'll come back to
gotten
DC.
that. Yeah. All right. I guess we'll talk about the Wizards just very quickly.
Keep it brief.
Yeah, because it's just not
Very brief.
of good to talk about. But let me just change the graphic. To
When they win the next game, we'll talk about that game. But until then,
yeah,
it could be a while. When we get number 4,
yeah. Well, at least
we'll be all about it.
3 weeks where we don't have to talk about their losses, so that's a plus. All right, so tonight's game was 146 to 101, but let's go back through the week that was real fast. It was all L's. We lost to Philly, then to Brooklyn. These were the 2 games that got added because we did so terrible that we went 0-4 in the tournament that we got these 2 wonderful games. Actually, I still don't understand how that works, but we lost the first one to Brooklyn, 124 to 97. Or no, sorry, we lost the first one to Philly. That was actually a closer game, 131 to 126. That was the one
that was they played well
for
their standards.
It should be a win.
Yeah,
Moral victory.
moral win.
Yeah.
They have a couple of those.
Wes Unseld Jr.
They
earned his
probably covered
paycheck
the
that
spread,
night.
right? Maybe.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It must have been 10 or 12 points.
But I'm pretty sure they didn't cover the spread the last 2 games.
No.
Yes, they did not. So the
Unless
first one was
you
at
bet the over.
Brooklyn. That was the 124-97. Then tonight, 146 to 101. The upcoming games are going to be against New Orleans and Indiana in this home stretch on Wednesday and Friday. Then on Sunday, they go to Phoenix. Next Monday, they go to Sacramento. They continue the road swing through Portland and then Golden State. And they come home to play Orlando, Toronto, Brooklyn, Atlanta. And then the calendar switches over. We get 2 games in Cleveland on Wednesday and Friday. Then it's got a back-to-back back home against the Knicks on that Saturday the 6th. And then we got a live game on Monday, January 8th against Oklahoma City that we'll be talking about when we come back. So, of that total games, I'll be happy to see 2 wins, maybe? I don't even know if I could say that there.
Two's a lot.
2's a lot. 2, 4, 6.
That would what?
Yeah, you're asking for a lot.
Increase in season wins.
So out of 14 games, I was asking for 2, but there's probably 2 too many. So,
Yeah.
We'll see how they do.
Get to 5, 1 for the whole hand.
I'll start off with you, Arun. What do you see over the next 3 weeks?
What do you see in our future?
Not many wins.
Yeah.
Maybe some moral victories. Did we play the Pistons? Did we play the Pistons? That could be no. We don't.
Or did we play the Spurs?
I don't think so.
Pistons or Spurs?
We play the Spurs sometime in January.
Yeah, we play them in
Because I was thinking
January.
about going to that game.
Yeah, that's a very expensive game to
And
go
we
to.
played
currently.
Detroit.
Bilal Koulibaly renounced his former teammate Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, the 2 best French rookies out there.
Yeah.
Oh wow, the Monday is that President's Weekend? The Monday, January 15th? I think so.
Yeah.
So there's a day game against Detroit. That might be a good game to go.
That's
See, 'cause they
always
could win
the
that one.
MLK game, right?
Or is that the MLK one?
Yeah, they always do the weekday afternoon.
That's a very
game.
winnable game.
Yeah.
We've given
Yeah.
that the only game that the Wizards have won
We can all
is against the Pistons recently.
play hooky from work and go to that game.
Yeah, you're right. So it's on MLK Day. They're playing Detroit.
Circle that.
Yeah. I don't
I'm
know.
usually off that day, so
Yeah. I don't know if I have off actually this year on that day.
Enjoy it.
January 6th, they play the Knicks.
Okay.
Celebrate our patriotism.
Yeah. Storm.
Storm Verizon Center.
Yeah,
Capital
storm.
One.
Knicks fans probably will storm Verizon
Yeah,
Center.
probably.
No, they play the Nuggets January 21st. Somehow, I don't think that'll be a win.
No, I don't think that's a
can,
win.
can I just talk about the fact that this past week the 76ers put up 277 points against the Wizards
Without overtime, right?
Yeah.
without overtime.
No extra periods, just
277 points to the Wizards 227 points.
Oh.
they can't guard Embiid. They never, even a few years ago when they were better, they couldn't guard him. So
Yeah, Embiid killed him. He had 50 on last Wednesday, and then tonight he had 34. This man scored
played
84
a
points
lot.
against the Wizards. What the hell are they doing?
And not in a lot of minutes or shots, I imagine. Or I know for a fact.
Here's what killed me about tonight's game. Philly went on a 14-0 run to start the game. Like the Wizards didn't even score a point to start the game. And Philly had 14. When that game got so out of control, by the third quarter, I stopped watching. I said, I'm not watching this anymore. I'll go watch Monday Night Football because I have fantasy implications involved in the game. So I need to watch this. You know, if I'm going to get stressed out, I'll get stressed out from that, not from this Wizards team playing like absolute dog crap. They're 3-19 on the season. They're absolute trash. This is definitely a rebuild. It is what it is. I mean, what else can you say? That's why we took so long to talk about the Wizards on this podcast, this episode, because they're so awful. It's ridiculous. Like, why should we sit here and talk about another 3 losses in a week? We're getting ready to go on a stretch where we're going to go on the West Coast. And it's going to be interesting to see how they play on the West Coast. But this is going to be a stretch where 2 wins is going to be, we're going to be lucky to get 2 wins. We're going to be lucky to get 2 wins, honestly. But I will say, Koulibaly has been absolutely impressive. He actually became the youngest player in franchise history to get a double-double. And he came off the bench and got that double-double. It was at 19 years, 135 days.
Wow.
And he managed to get a double-double. This kid is really impressing me a lot, and they're playing him off the bench. I'm sure that they figure he's not ready to start yet, but I'm sure if he continues to put up these type of performances off the bench, someone's going to sit and he's going to start. And I think he's going to shine when he starts because he's got the skills, he's got the tools. He may not have the know-how of the pro game yet, but I think that they give him an opportunity. I think that he'll play very well. I think he'll play a lot better than Jordan Poole. That's your guy there, Arun. That's your guy. But I really think that if they give him an opportunity to start, I think he will do very well. Honestly.
There you
go.
Jordan Poole, my favorite player, getting his jersey tomorrow.
Yeah.
Signed jersey.
We got a 48-yard field goal attempt.
Hit it.
And it is good. So, I'm sorry, Kalaska, who's a Giants fan in chat, but the Giants are still up 21-16, so that's still a big hold to not allow more there.
Yeah, big stop.
All right, let me turn off the NBA graphic. I'm going to give Champ just a quick moment to do his no spots shout out, and then that way I can let you get out of here. And then we're probably going to end the audio podcast and then do like a post podcast show on Twitch. If people want to see us hang out and do stuff, they can join us there. But I know that Champ has got a busy day tomorrow.
Actually, I don't really have a busy day tomorrow. Just an update. My for those who don't know, we talked about it last week on the podcast. My father did pass away last Monday, but the funeral arrangements have yet to be made. There's going to be a meeting taking place tomorrow, which I will be joining via phone, most likely because they still have restrictions in place via COVID where only 2 family members can be present at once. And so my mother and my brother, because my brother's still on leave from after his daughter was born, will join and they will call me and I will listen in. So no busy day tomorrow, just a normal day for me. But hopefully we'll have everything ironed out by tomorrow and we'll know when we'll be sending my father home properly. So that's the update right now, is that we haven't gotten to that point just yet. We'll get there by tomorrow, hopefully, and then we'll know for sure when we will be doing the proper homegoing services for my father.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for the update. Yeah, because last week we thought that you might have it tomorrow, so that's why I didn't know.
Yeah, that was the plan, but see, the thing is that our family, we're used to dealing with the funeral home in South Carolina, and they do things so quickly. Like when my cousin passed away from cancer earlier this a couple months, about a month and a half ago, she passed away on a Monday and her services were on that Friday. So down there, they move things very, very quickly. Up here, we don't know how these funeral homes operate, and they move a little bit slower. So that's why, it's been a week and we still don't even have arrangements done. So, but again, hopefully we'll know what the services are by tomorrow, and then I will let you guys know privately and things like that. But the way it's looking, that if services are going to happen, they will happen prior to next week, most likely.
Got it. Yeah, let us know. All right. Let's have to switch gears now, but let us know. You are going to do a podcast. Did you do one this past week?
We did the New Japan podcast because of the World Tag League finished up this week. We didn't do the weekly one because I had tech difficulties, so we ended up not doing that one. That wasn't anything other than just tech difficulties, but we will have a podcast this Sunday where we will recap NXT Deadline. We will also do a New Japan podcast to recap the semifinals and finals of World Tag League. Congratulations to Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto of Bishamon, who made history becoming the first team to win that tournament 3 years in a row, and became the first team to ever win the tournament as the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. And they called their shot, challenging the strong openweight tag team champions, GOD, Hikuleo, and El Phantasmo, to a match title for title, meaning that both championships will be on the line at Wrestle Kingdom on January the 4th. That was made official in a press conference today. And so that's a new match that's been added to a very stacked Wrestle Kingdom 18 card coming up on January the 4th, 2024. We'll talk about all that on the New Japan podcast and on the final No Spots weekly wrestling podcast of the year. After Sunday, we will be on a break for the holidays, and we won't be back until after the holidays. So if you want to get your last bit of wrestling know-how from myself and Sith, you want to tune in to twitch.tv/True No Spots Pod this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, barring any technical difficulties that we may have. And you can also check out the podcast partners button on sportsothp.com for all of that. But want to say thank you to all for all the support for our podcast this year, and big thank you to everybody for the support for myself and my family through what's been a very difficult time for us.
Yeah, it's our heart is with you. It's a tough time indeed. Yeah, so thank you for the wrestling update. One quick update here: the Giants had a great run, and Barkley stumbles to the ground. No one touches him. He fumbles it, and they're reviewing it because it looks like someone had touched him.
So close.
And I don't think that they did. And then they picked it up and they ran it back almost for a touchdown going the other way. It's almost like a 90-yard touchdown. They did end up being down. Yeah, Barkley's gonna be beside himself. It's his third career fumble loss.
That's amazing.
Crazy. 1,413 touches.
That's part
that's a lot of touches.
Yeah, that's really good.
1,400 touches,
good,
3 fumbles.
Yeah, it's like Antonio Gibson gets like 3 in one game.
Yeah. three in a week.
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy. All right, with that, I think we're going to end our audio podcast. We are going to do a little celebration and hanging out live on Twitch for people who want to hang out still. But
I'll stick around.
Oh, you're going to stick around? Great.
Yeah, I'll stick around.
With that, I'm going to end the Facebook Live feed. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for everyone checking out the audio podcast. This has been episode 325, a birthday party, and our fall season finale. And I hope to
Neville's
see you
coming
guys.
down, too.
Yeah, Neville wants to come, and Lily, and all the animals. But we'll see you guys in the new year. January 8th will be our first episode back. We will continue live doing a post party on Twitch. But thank you for tuning in on Facebook, and we'll see you guys in the new year. Have a happy Hanukkah, and a Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.
Nokigenyo. Sayonara.
All right, so that is stopped over there. We're going to stop
Recording stopped.
There we go. And, yeah. So anyway, we're going to continue to watch some of the football games. But I appreciate Ginger for sticking with us and giving a sub to Bula Acoustic. And So at some
Actually,
point,
I wouldn't touch
I
the
do have a
box.
ginger emote that I'm either going to set up on my channel or maybe we'll put it on Bula's channel.
Oh no!
What happened?
Yeah.
The Dolphins. Tins.
The
Yeah.
homie touched it. The Dolphins recovered it. Oh no!
Oh wow!
Honey, you weren't supposed to do that.
Nope.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, so it was a punt.
What an
and-
idiot. Just get out of the way, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a punt. It bounced.
Jack the
The
fool.
coach. The coach is pissed.
We all know it's the special teams coach just by looking at him.
Oh man.
Oh, that was bad. It bounced. You should have got out of the way. You tried to touch it, missed it, and they got a recovery. Oh no, honey, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so
Oh,
many people for tuning in and being a part of this Twitch feed. It's a close game. There's 6 minutes left. It's a 13-13 in this one, and the Giants are still up 21-16 in the other game. So it's been fun to cover it with you guys, having you guys live in the man cave. I'm gonna put up a.
come on, Tua, throw a touchdown pass. I need it for my fantasy team, please. Come on, please.
I put a different graphic up. So we're seeing there. I know Tim has to go soon, right?
Yeah, I should probably head.
Okay.
I said thanks to Robbie in chat.
It was good hanging out.
Yeah, it was
though.
fun hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, it was an awesome birthday celebration.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Oh, did you get in? Oh,
I want to
it's
see what
close.
happens. With,
Oh,
oh
it
yeah,
says-
you got in. All right, I'm gonna grab my stuff.
Yeah, I still think that
Later, Tim.
it's not over.
Later,
so-
man.
Yeah, it was good seeing you.
Condolences again too,
Thank you, Tim.
and happy holidays also. If I don't see you.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, brother.
Later, man. Thanks for hosting.
Yeah, for sure.
Later, man. Good hanging out. Good hanging out. See you guys. Yeah,
All
man.
right. So one thing I was gonna do real quickly while we're going to the end of this football game, I wanted to let me see if I can do this correctly. Screen share. So a lot of people do this when it's their birthday. They this button here, and then this one gets bigger. And yeah, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break before we go through this thing. I just need to refill my water. But then we'll come back and we'll read a little bit of the Kudo board, and then we will raid out. And but feel free, Arun, to announce whatever happens in either of the football games, or you can say hi to Chad.
Hi, chat.